Yo, what up? I'm Chuck, and I'm an LA Lakers fan.
Look here, baby. You're hitting them corners too goddamn fast. You need to slow this motherfucker down. You understand? I almost spilled my yak on this $200 suit, nigga.
And I'm Ronnie J, and I'm a Clippers fan.
The Okie. Do the Okie shuffle.
Okay, dokie, okay, dokie, 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 okay.
That's not right. It's like this.
And together we are LA Divided.
Klay Thompson. After missing 2 playoff appearances, the Golden State Warriors come into the 2021 season on the shoulders of his 2-time MVP Steph Curry. With the first-place record, they anxiously await the return of Klay Thompson, making his season debut versus the Cavs after being injured for 2 seasons.
Stevens is their good defender. He's guarding Klay. And Klay down the lane. Will put it up and in!
See the hang time, too? Told you, first shot, wide pin down, just turn the corner.
And welcome to another episode of LA Divided with me and my man RL, aka Ronnie J, aka
yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying, RJ, whatever you want to go by these days. What's going on with you, man?
Same old, man. What's good with it?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Well, let me scoot out the way like last week. As you can see, we are introing our first player spotlight, and that's going to be none other than our man Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. So just getting into it, man. How did you feel seeing him, on the court? Did you get to watch a little bit of the game? Like, how was that for you?
I didn't catch the game. Did definitely check out the highlights specifically, and awaiting his return. And I think he looked pretty good. I mean, he'd been off for 2 years. Had the injury problems, and he actually looked like he did what most players don't do, and just take their time in coming back. He looked good. He looked up 20 minutes he played, I believe. He even had a dunk. Overall, man, number one, I'm glad to see him back. The Splash Brothers are that anticipated return. It was good to see him back on the court. And he just overall looked good, man. He was ready. He was ready to come back.
Absolutely. So, obviously, if you've been under a rock and you're an NBA fan, you probably didn't hear, but Klay Thompson's return, much anticipated return, was tonight. Klay finished with 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist on 7 of 18 shooting. And so what I noticed was that, Klay came out gunning. He was definitely not shy about shooting the ball.
Not shy.
Every time, he got a chance, got it up. I saw Steph a little bit was pressing, to get him involved initially. And then you seen Curry kind of go off in the second quarter, or like kind of towards the end of the first quarter as well. I think he started off 4 for 4 from 3-point land. And that's the attention that Klay is going to garner by Klay coming in and being aggressive. He's going to open up things for Steph tremendously. And I think we're going to see, a very, very similar type of game to how they played in 2014, 2015 when they won their first title.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And this was one of those things where I always felt like Golden State was being overlooked anyway. I don't know how, with the record that they have right now and the way they just been playing all season. I don't see how anyone would be overlooking this team. And then with Klay coming back, to me, it puts him right back into that championship contention, to where it's not a question in my mind. It's going to be a matter of who can beat him.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to, physicality, obviously. You mentioned it, Klay being off for 2 years, so there's going to be rust there. I saw, where his last game was June 13th, 2009. It was the NBA Finals, in which he was going off in that game before he got hurt.
Yeah. When he got hurt, he came back in and played.
Yeah, he came back in, shot the free throws. I think, they was trying to, take him out of the game. He ran down the floor like he wanted to stay in. And so Klay is a warrior, no pun intended. But I think he's extra motivated. He was snubbed from the top 75 list. Draymond Green affectionately made him a 77 jersey, in which, you know, they kind of poke fun of that at that. And, you know, just to quickly chime in on that before we close this out, what did you think about that? Did you feel like Klay was snubbed when you look at the fact that this guy holds the most points in a quarter, 37? You know, he did that against Sacramento. He holds the most three-pointers in a game with 14. He holds the most three-pointers in a game with 14 against Chicago. And then, of course, everyone knows about what he did in Game 6 against the OKC Thunder in 2016, in which he hit 11 threes and set the playoff record there. So, you know, Klay not being on that 75 list is extra motivation, it seems like, for him. And do you feel that that's warranted? Do you feel like the rest of the NBA needs to watch out for a motivated Klay?
Oh, absolutely. You know, he definitely was snubbed. This isn't the first time he was snubbed from anything. I believe he was snubbed from the all
NBA team. Yeah, a couple years ago.
The all NBA team. He lost some money.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and then not being in the top 75, listen, you definitely have to look out for a motivated Klay. And it's a good thing that he came back relatively early, because then he'll be able to get his legs up under him. You know, his shot, it's a formula, so he's always going to have it. More importantly, getting his reps back in and getting back on the defensive end is where he's going to make his presence felt. Because right now, I mean, he probably took more dribbles today than he probably will for all season. You know, we remember that game where he had like 60 with only 11 dribbles.
Yeah.
So,
and then he did 43 with 4 dribbles. So.
Yeah, listen, this is as a basketball fan, this is what I've been waiting to see. You know, it's always a good story when players come back. It's an even better story when players come back with something to prove, and he definitely has something to prove.
Nervous to start.
And Klay down the lane. We'll put it up and in!
I thought it was going to be one of those nights after that floater I had, but...
Ran the first play for him, runs to the corner. He's got Lamar Stevens on. Lamar knows it's coming to my guy. It has to be. He's just waiting, kind of set him up. Got the first screen there. He gets some help from Markin.
They lived up to all the hype. I did not know I was going to dunk on somebody first. That felt good, so. Something, I don't know, it just happened. So I'm just happy. Holy crap. Thank you. It feels good to be on the other side. It was a long time coming.